What goes on, people? Welcome to Den Night, and today we are going to be reviewing something very special from my collection. As you can see, I dug these out of storage, so they've been protected in their bubble wrap and plastic, and even though they are action figures, they are action figures that are very special to me, so they are going to make it into the showcase, unlike, as I've stated, the rest. Anyway, if you've seen the thumbnail, obviously you know what they are, but I thought I'd start the video out a little mysterious anyway. So, with that said, let's get these out of the bags. And here we got them all unbagged, and as many of you may know or may not know, these are the first and only wave of the Legend of Dragoon figures. For those who don't know, Legend of Dragoon was kind of like a Final Fantasy-esque PS1 game. It did have take-turn style combat, but it kind of put an interesting flip on it. But that's not what this video is about. Like I said, this is wave 1 and the only wave. They only got to 6 of the characters, and then the line just didn't go any further. So I think one of my collecting goals actually is to try to commission a customizer to make me the rest. I can't off the top of my head think about how many that would be, but anyway, we'll start with this. We'll call him the anti-hero of the series, Lloyd. And now that I'm thinking of it, actually, he did come with a cloak and an alternate hand. What I mean by that is this sword he used, I think it was called the Dragon Buster. To use it, you kind of had to fuse with it, as you can see. So that's the hand I was displaying him with. But he had a regular hand and a cloak. I'm not sure where they are. I know I still have them, but I didn't want to display them like that because there wasn't much to see with the cloak on. Anyway, so that's Lloyd, of course. For such niche, I don't know what niche is. Niche figures. There's actually a lot of work put into these. I'm not sure who made them, I can't remember, but they're not labeled on the figures themselves, at least not that I can see. Oop, I lied. I'm upside down. Sony. I don't know what that trademark emblem is for. Obviously it's a Sony property made in China, but I don't know what that toy company symbol is. If I think of it when I look up the stuff to title the video, I'll put that in there, but I'll find out. Anyway, next we have Lavitz. I know these are kind of weird because of how they do the arms. It looks like it's broken, but it's not. It's just the arms are kind of come out pretty easily. Maybe that was part of the reason these got canceled, I don't know. But just lots of detail on the spear. There's just a whole lot of work into these. They're very underappreciated, in my opinion. I was lucky enough to get these when they were still fairly cheap. I did look into getting more to kind of use as bases for the rest of the customized figures I want to do, but they shot in price very significantly since then, so we'll see. And the other thing I will say about these is they are fully posable, but just because of the way they designed them, they're not extremely posable because of the way they're weighted. Just that's pretty much the position you're gonna get them in, of course, with the spear, but they're all kind of like that. And when you get into some of the female figures, it's pretty much impossible to make them stay standing on their own without a stand. So you have to look into stands that will work with these, especially because they don't have the peg holes Anyway, Congo, the most impressive of the figures. And I just noticed, am I missing? I'll have to look through the trash. I feel like he's supposed to have another shoulder piece, but I can't remember now. And I know I didn't buy them incomplete because when I bought them, they were in package still. I physically opened them, so. But that's Congo. Hopefully I can find his other piece if he has one. 2-piece axe, just so you can slide it through his hand, but again, you can see just the way they do the legs. I don't know why they do that, but because he's not really posable here or there, so that's the stance you're gonna get no matter what. And I will also say these could all benefit from some kind of application to tighten the joints, because he is very loose. Breakdancing Congo, anyway. Get that over there. So I'll look into that. I feel like there was another shoulder guard. Maybe I'm wrong. They all have kind of like really loose shoulder guards too. That's another thing I noticed looking these up out of package. I mean, obviously a lot are missing the accessories like the weapons, but a lot of them are also missing their shoulder pieces just because they're very easy to detach. Anyway, we got Rose. I really like her design, especially with that headpiece. I don't really know how that works, but it's interesting. I guess she is wearing a headband too, so they're attached to that, but that wasn't as clear in the game because graphics. Anyway, there's that symbol again. And her sword, rapier, whatever you want to call it. Of course, we got the main character, if you could call him that, I guess. Dart. Lots of detail in the weapon. Really is a shame they stopped this line. And I don't know if it's picking up on the camera, but his armor is very glossy. It looks good. And that's not like across the board. She has a little bit of a sheen. His whole thing is basically flat. And oddly enough, the fabric part of Lavitz is more glossy than his armor. But and Congo also has no gloss. But lots of good detail with Dart. Last one, Shawna, I don't know. I don't think they really say the names in the game. They're just text, but and I don't even think that's the other thing you don't see a lot either. Usually toy lines, there's a solid male and female mold, unless it's something, like Congo, where he's just obviously bigger, but from what I can tell, every single one of these, even the two females, are completely different molds. Mainly you can tell because of, well, that's one way. But yeah, and I think height-wise they're different too. Yeah, Shawna's a little bit shorter, so you just don't do toy lines like that anymore. It's just a lot of reusing the molds. But very nice. Her outfit's got a little bit of sheen. And I will say, even the skin kind of, I don't know, just the whatever they used for skin tone other than Congo kind of reminds me of Barbie's a little bit. And of course she's got the bow with actual string. A spare arrow that's not molded into her quiver to actually use. So, with that said, I'm going to try and get these all standing up and posed. Wish me luck. And here we got them all posed. I will say right off the bat, the female figures are extremely difficult to pose. Especially Shawna. She's got a whole weird stance and her legs don't really move. So you gotta find like the perfect balance. They all are freestanding, as you can see, but definitely would benefit from stands. So got his arm attached, his arm of course. And I was wrong about her arrows. Actually, all of them are free arrows, so none of them molded into the quiver. Rose's hand is a little limp, I guess. I don't know what you want to say. It's really hard for her to get her to hold her rapier. Congo, I did look up. He's supposed to have another one. So I don't really know what happened to it. I checked all the packing. So I'm guessing wherever Lloyd's cloak and other hand are is where his other shoulder guard are. Hopefully. And of course, Dart. Who, honestly, I think these two are the easiest to get to stand. Congo because he was heavy. Dart just because, I don't know. I guess the most articulation with the best weight balance already. Not really sure, but either way, I know they're all flawed here, but I do love them. And I wish they would have kept going and got all of the characters. I mean, who are we missing? We got Albert, the other spearman. Miranda, the other archer. We got Hatchel, the martial artist. I think that's how you said it. Maru, the like hammer dancer. I guess mainline still the main villain, Melbu Frama. And of course, let's not forget the titular name, the Dragoons. If we could have got them all in their Dragoon form too, that would have been glorious. But fortunately, officially, this is all there is, and I hope someday I will be making a video about the custom figures I got made to finish out the team. With that said, I guess let's get these guys in the showcase. Try and make them stand. And finally add them to the collection officially. And here we have the whole team in the showcase. I shouldn't say the whole team, but you know what I mean. So they did end up kicking out the Ninja Turtle Power Rangers and some of Lord Draken's army. But as you can see, I kind of moved them over here. Kept Shredder because he was my favorite of the bunch. But for now, this is going to be their home. I don't think these are going to get kicked out. They might move around, but for now, this is going to be where they stay. So, with that said, thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe, do all those YouTube things, and as always, keep collecting. Bye.